Oh, yeah. This is so cool. Very simple. Appreciate what you have. It says, focus on what you're grateful for in your life. If you don't appreciate what you have, you won't get any more. Because the universe thinks it's not important to you, and therefore you don't need any more. Give it a hand. So, can you do that today? What are we going to do? Appreciate what we... So appreciate the people, appreciate the program, appreciate yourselves, appreciate your family. I'm going to ask you to do a homework assignment on this one, okay? Yes? I want everyone today, when? To make a call to someone you love and just tell them how much you appreciate them. Just one? That's your homework today. Yes? This guy's looking at me. I don't think I want to do that. All right. Will you do it? All right. So think of who that's going to be. Someone that you need to do that a little bit more with. Could be family, could be friends, could be employer, could be employee. Just someone that you're going to call out of the blue and go, listen, I just was thinking about you today, and I don't know, I don't think I tell you enough how much I appreciate you. You're really important to me. Thank you so much for being there. Yes? All right, good stuff. All right. You know what? Even though I write it, I love being reminded of this stuff, right? You know, I look at it and go, did I write that? I must have been stoned or something. Again? All right, no. Okay. All right, let's get to work. Let's get to what? Let's get to work, because this is a really important section, because I use this every single day in business. I would say that this area here, what we're going to learn this morning, has probably been responsible for more of my success than anything else I can think of. Are you interested? Yeah. Me too. Here it is. How have you ever heard the saying, you get what you deserve? According to Chester Karras, in business, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. There's two big myths. How many myths? Number one, that negotiation is a talent that you are born with. That's a myth. The truth is, negotiations is a learnable skill. Tell somebody what it is. Thank you. It's a learnable skill. The second myth is that to get what I want, I must be taking something away from someone else. Not true. It's very important to realize that negotiations, to be a good negotiation, must be this. What's the word, please? Win-win. Now, did I just say it was win-win? Did you hear me say it was win-win? Do you think I believe it's win-win? All right, so if your mind later on, as we go through this, and at the end when you have an exercise to practice, if your mind is saying, well, I don't want to take advantage of people, then you weren't listening. If you're trying to take advantage of people, you're not negotiating. You're ripping people. That's not negotiations. Understand? Negotiate. Think of the word. If you were going to be something down a river with rocks, what would you be doing? Negotiating your way through the river. Yes or yes? What does that mean? Maneuvering, creating a way to get to the result. Yes? It's not about ripping anybody off. It's about maneuvering in such a way that it can work. Yes? Thank you. Now, believe it or not, everyone, who? Everyone can feel good and win after negotiation. So again, win-win simply means that you get what you need and the other party gets what they need. Now, a little bit of a caveat before we start this section. First, realize that everything is perspective. Everything is what? If something is not suitable for you, then just don't use it. I'm just here to give you options, strategies that work in what world? The real world, yes? So please don't sit around there judging me or anybody else for using simple human psychology. Understand? All right. Doesn't work for you. You don't like it. Don't use it. And secondly, you don't have to worry about taking advantage of other people. Not too many people are stupid. If it doesn't work for them, they're not going to do it. Understand? All right. Now, again, I negotiate constantly. In business, every single day. For large purchases, and I do it for fun, because it's fun. I just enjoy doing it. It's a really good time. And I would say this, as rich as you are, as someone who has a millionaire mind respects his or her money. They honor it, and they don't give it away lightly. Yes or yes? And if they give it away, they just give it away in gifts and charity. Yes or yes? But business is business, and dealing is dealing, and buying and selling is just the game. Understand? And if you're going to give it, then give it. I'd rather save $6 on a $20 item and then give $10,000 to a charity. It's completely different. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not about that. Raise your hand if you're one of the people like myself who saw Oprah when she was interviewing when Shania Twain was on her show. Did anybody see that? Raise your hand if you saw that. And do you remember what they were talking about almost the entire time? What? Saving money. Do you remember that? There's these two women. One's almost a billionaire, and the other one's right behind her. Two of the top. Shania Twain is in the top 10 richest women in the world too. Did you know that? She's a mega mogul. All right. So these two two of the wealthiest people in the world, talking about how they went to this store and then they went to Target and saved $9. And they were giddy. And she goes, I did the same thing. I saved $9. I didn't get the Target, I only saved $6. But you know what? That other thing, I was going to buy this coat. It was this Louis Vuitton. It was, but I got it from this other outlet here. I saved $300. It's so cool. She says, really? I was like, oh, what is going on? Like, you know, I think Oprah P's $300. I mean, let me see. It's like, you know, it's 3 cents to most people, all right? You know, it's not about that. It's just about business is business. Nobody likes to get ripped off. Nobody likes to pay more than I don't like to pay more than I have to. Yes or yes? Yeah, and I'll be fair with anybody. You know, I just don't want to pay more than I have to. I'm just one of these type of people. I don't think I'm cheap. I just don't like being ripped. Understand? Like, you know, I'll pay a normal hotel breakfast price. That's not a problem, okay? Like, you know, a breakfast in a hotel with you know, you add 20% thing and the $2 service or delivery, and then you're going to pay for some eggs over easy and some sausage or whatever you choose to put it with and some toast. You're going to pay $18. All right? It's going to be that, right? When you go to certain hotels, that same dish is going to be $40. I don't like that. I will go in New York. I'll get dressed. I will go downstairs. I'll go to the little deli across the street, and I'll eat for $6. Because I am not giving them $40. Yes or yes? No way are you getting $40 for eggs over easy. Do you get it? It's the principle, right? And even in a hurry, you know, I got a seminar to do. I'm not paying you $40. No way. Okay. And I've negotiated that too. It's pretty hard to negotiate with, you know, St. Regis or the Pan Pacific, but all right. So, do you have any out-of-date eggs? Because, no, sir, we don't carry that. Well, if you don't have that, why should that be my problem? If you don't carry out-of-date eggs, is that my fault? You don't have any day-old donuts, do you? No? Well, why should I have to be paying more? All right. All right, we'll give you the same thing at the same time. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna teach you all this, okay? let's go backwards here. How do we get started on that right away? All right, some of the top tactics. Hey, I need someone to stand up with their pad of paper. Right here, Brigitte. Let's see. She's standing up over here. So she got a pad of paper. All right. So, Brigitte, tell me, how much is that? Hold the pad of paper up. Tell me, how much is that pad of paper? Say the pad of paper is $10.
The pad is $10.
$10. Oh, okay, thank you. And what do most people do? Boom, 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 boom. $10, pad of paper, yes or yes? Yes or yes? That's how it is. Thank you. Give a round of applause. Thank you. That's it. That's the way it is. There's the price tag. There's the question. How much is it? This is what it is. Thank you very much. 99% of the time, in every transaction, that's the price. That's what we pay. It's over. Understand? Okay. So, the first secret is direct from the Bible. So don't tell me that, God doesn't want you to negotiate. Hey, right there. That's a good name for a book. God wants you to negotiate. What's the word, please? Ask. Ask, 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 ask. In order to get what you want, you must what? Ask for it. You know what? Other people aren't mind readers. And you know what? If they know that there's a situation or whatever, and they like to help you if they could. Yes or yes? So the first thing you have to do is what? Now, here's the thing. What's it say? Yeah, if you don't ask, it's an automatic what? No. So what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose by asking, yes? Person says, well, I'm not able to do anything. Okay, well, thanks for trying. I appreciate it. Boom. Sometimes you ask and people go, well, I don't know, well, I guess I could do this. Okay, thank you. How hard is that? Okay, that's negotiations 101, and it's the easiest and most effective of all negotiation tactics. Ask for a better deal. And if it's a no, then you both lose by default. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of one of my favorite bands in history. The name of the band is Jethro Tull. Oh yeah, my crowd here. Anyway, so a few years ago actually, I was in San Diego. I was on my own. I was going to a Jethro Tull concert. And, I didn't have tickets and everyone was buying from a scalper outside. So I see everybody, walking up to this guy. He's got a load of tickets and they go, how much is a ticket? And he goes, they're $50 a piece. And they go, oh, okay, $50. And this one after the other, in front of me, like 5 people in a row, just $50 a shot. I'll take 3, I'll take 2, I'll take whatever. And they're all buying. And so I walk up to him and there's no one right there. And I go, listen, I know that you have been selling the tickets for $50, but listen, I only have $40 right now. Is there a way that you can help me out with this? And he goes, how about 45? I go, they're worth 45 for sure, and I love Jethro Tull, but, if there's any way you can do it for 40, I would really appreciate it. He goes, okay. Thank you. Good or good? So what do you have to do? Ask. All right, very good. Please stand up for the declaration. Hands on your heart. I am willing to ask for a better deal. Again. One more time, twice as loud. Okay. I want your opinion. Will you give me your opinion? Will you give me your opinion? Who would you rather give a better deal to? A or B? Here's A. You're a complete idiot if you think I'm going to buy it at that price. What, were you born a thief or something? Here's B. Shh, here's B. Hey, I really love your product, and I'm sure that it's worth it. It's just that I've got this little challenge right now, and maybe you can help me out. A or B? B, thank you. So, this is a really, really big one here, because if you don't do this, you will not get a good deal. What's it say, please? One more time, please. Thank you. Create affinity before and during and after the situation. People will usually give a better deal to people that they like. Yes? Common sense, wouldn't you? Yes? If a person's being a jerk to you, do you want to help them? But if they're being really sweet, really nice, then you go, well, you know, if I was going to help somebody, I would help them. Yes or yes? Yeah, for sure. So, you have to start early, and you have to get to know them and let them get to know you. So the first thing you do is, I want you to do this. This is an oldie but goodie, but very, very worthwhile. What's the word, please? Yes, commonality. Create commonality. So find out what the other person likes in their life. You know, do they like golf? Talk golf. Or if they're married, talk marriage. Well, okay, maybe don't talk marriage. If they have kids, definitely, you know, kids are the best thing in the world to talk about. What's the best thing in the world to talk about? Kids. If someone's got kids, you have to talk about their kids. Pets is another good one too. Very good, because it evokes a different emotion, a different part of them is coming out. You know, if you went to if you lived in the same hometown, fine. If you went to the same school, great. If you used to work in a similar kind of place, great. Talk about that. Let me tell you the story of the best negotiator I've ever met. His name is Lenny. What's his name? Lenny, I was working in Fort Lauderdale at a large video warehouse type store, and it had all kinds of electronics, televisions, you know, cameras, videos, the whole bit. And I wasn't doing that well at the time, so I was working, you know, for somebody else, trying to learn a new business, because I thought maybe I was going to open an electronics store. I don't know why, but everything I looked at, maybe I'll open that, right, you know. So, anyways, here I was, and this guy was the owner of the store. He had a mirrored glass office, so he could see out, but you couldn't see him. And the rule was that anybody buying anything over $1,000, he had to close the sale. So, unless they just totally said, yeah, sure, whatever, and bought it. But in that part of town, in Fort Lauderdale, there was a lot of people who would come in and try and haggle a little bit. And so, you know, you do the sale, you show them the stuff, whatever, and then you'd kind of do this thing with Lenny. It was like this, and then Lenny would come out. Lenny was the most affable, conversational, smiling person you have ever met in your life. And he would come, and he said, and you'd go, oh, hey, Lenny, hey, let me introduce you to the owner of the store. As if it was like, wow, look who's here, right? And they'd go, oh, hi, you know, they'd be pretty, and then he'd go, hey, how are you doing? And he'd go, well, where do you live? You go, oh, I live in Pembroke Pines. He goes, you've lived there for long? Where do you come from? I come from New York. Whereabouts? Bronx. Oh, my God, you know, my Uncle Louis, And for 10 minutes, how long? He would yak and talk and yak and laugh, and he would never, ever, ever, ever breathe the word of any product the person was. No cameras, no TVs, no wires, no nothing. Never. Not one word. If you took him out of the store, you wouldn't know what business he was in. And at the very end, he'd go, what were you looking at anyways? They go, I was looking at that TV. So, you know what? You know, that one, that's a really, why did you like that? He says, you know, I got a special one that I just brought in here. I'm going to show you one over here. This one's, it's only $400 more, but it's got this. If you want that one, you can do that. But this one I can give you a special deal on, because it was $3,000, I'll give you for $2,500. Do you want that one? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll take that. And also, you know, we have these special cameras that just came in that I can give you one of these things off the new shipment, but don't take this one over here, because I got a new shipment that just came in off the back. I'll get one for you. You want that one? You want a battery with it? And, you know, I was dealing with the guy who was like $1,500. 10 minutes later, the guy walks out with $6,000 worth of stuff. And that part of it took 60 seconds. Can anybody relate to this at all? The guy was a master, and he never talked about the product, okay? I just purchased a new car. Do you guys like hearing stories with this? Is that what I said? Because I can drive it home a lot better. I just purchased a new car. And, I'll tell you a few stories about it because it just happened before I came down here. And, when you're in the finance room already and you're dealing with that, that's the person who kind of starts bumping up some of the extras, the undercoating and the paint coating and this and the tires. You want tires? Oh, really? You want tires? Okay, great. It didn't come with tires? Well, no, this model is only $100,000. It doesn't come with tires, okay? So, anyways, so here's this lady. She's a very, very nice lady. Been in the business for 20 years or whatever like that. Used to be a car salesperson. Now she's a finance manager. And she goes, by the way, here are the extras that you can get. You can get the, what's it called, the low jack thing. You can get the overcoat painting, and you get this and that. And it's $795. And there's 3 items. And I go, because I know this is where they make their money, right? So I go, well, gee, is there a way that you can do a little better on that? I just spent $100-something thousand a car. And they go, well, yeah, that's completely accurate. This is my thing, that's their thing, and I just do this. But you know what? If you don't want it, it's no big deal. I don't make a big commission here. And then I said, I understand that, but is there any way you can give me just a little bit of a break on it? So I'll go ahead and get it if you can. She goes, I'm sorry, I can't. I never have. I've been in this business for years. I don't do any negotiating whatsoever on these items. They're just, this is the price. If you don't want it, that's fine. It's okay. I don't care. It's for you. She was good, right? And I go, I understand. That's okay. I said, well, she said, I can't change. I said, why can't you change the price? She says, because then you'll go out and you'll tell your friends, then your friends will come in and buy the Porsche, and they'll all want a better price. And so we just keep it real simple. And it's okay if you don't want it. It's no big deal. I said, I understand. So you can't change the price. I said, well, what about of the 3 of them if I paid for 2 and you just gave me 1 for free? Then you wouldn't really be changing the price on it. It would be a bonus instead. She goes, you're funny, but I can't. I can't do that. I can't just give you one of the things for free. It's $300. And I said, yeah, but you don't want to change the price, and I understand that. So it's okay. I don't need it. I don't need any of these things. But it'd be nice to have if I could get something a little special. I don't want to feel like I overpaid for everything. And I said, what do you think? I said, what do you think that you can do on it if you can't do it for free, and maybe you can just bump it up a little bit so you can make a little more money? Or how do you think you could work this out? And I said, have you checked your costs on it? What's the cost on this? She says, well, okay, let me look at the computer. She starts looking at the computer. And then I go in, okay, well, how long have you been doing this? She says, 20 years. I said, she says, I used to work with the Penske organization for 20 years. And I go, Penske, don't they own the Range Rover next door? She goes, yeah, they own the whole block here. I said, oh my God, I was looking at the Range Rover, and I was looking at the Range Rover, and, have you ever tried that terrain park they have behind there? She goes, yeah, I was there when they first started. So my cousin took it. He thought he was going to die. She's laughing. I'm laughing. And she's going up, and she goes, okay. The whole thing was $795. She says, okay, will you do it for $450? I said, you're a doll. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. So it took 4 minutes, 5 minutes, understand? But this was a non-negotiable situation until I was able to what? Commonality, affinity, be nice, yak a little bit, take their minds off of the business part of it. Yes or yes? Give them lots of alternatives. Be nice about it. Okay, now here's a real powerful way. What is it? A real what? Powerful way. Powerhouse. This one here. All right, there's no use of you just thinking it's going to be win-win, because they might not be thinking that. They might be thinking you're going to be very adversarial, that you are going to do everything in your power to rip them off and take money away and take business away. They don't know where you're coming from. So the most important thing you can do is up front. What's the word? Up front. State your win-win intention right up front. So when you're just beginning talking, you basically use these words, something like, let's see if we can put our heads together so it works well for both of us. So Bob, let's sit down here, and let's see if we can work something out so that it works really, really well for both of us. Are you up for that? And they go, yeah, sure. See, you might be thinking that, but they're not thinking that, and they don't know you're thinking that. So tell them, let's see if we can put it together so that it works really well for both of us. Are those good words? And now what does that do? That disarms everybody. Yes or yes? And, okay, so I'm going to do the terms at 30 days. I understand that. And I just want to make sure that works for you too. Does that work for you? Or do you need with 20 days, do you need that? And they're going like, who's ever asked them that? So I'm always saying, does that work for you? Is that going to, that's my intention. Is this still win-win? Are you happy with this? Yes? And they love that, right? All right. So make sure it's up front that you say that. Next caveat is this. Never personally criticize the other party. Never personally criticize them. Don't say, you're being ridiculous. That's you're stupid. I don't know where did you fall off a truck? Where were you born in, like the Congo? Like, what's the matter with you? Those aren't words people want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And yet people do this all the time. I'm not allowed to say something because we're going to be playing a game. Not right now, but in another evening. And in this game, people get a little heated up. And it was very interesting. Even after all these lessons, one of the students last week in the game came and actually personally criticized me at one point. And then I took his paper and went, see this? Ripped it right up. Oh no, I just worked for 2 hours for that. Too bad. I said, you personally criticized. Well, I didn't mean to. But you did. No, he didn't mean it. He didn't even, realize what he was saying, but he was so hot. It doesn't help. Nobody cares if you're hot or not. Okay? All right, so you don't say you're being ridiculous, you're stupid, I don't know what you don't know what you're talking about. Where'd you get your information? Like in a garbage pail. Don't say things like that. Say, you know what? That's just not going to work for me. Let's try another way. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Please stand up for the declaration. You can write it after. Hands on your heart. I create affinity with my negotiations partner.
I create affinity with my negotiations partner.
Again.
I create affinity with my negotiations partner.
One more time.
I create affinity with my negotiations partner.
Turn to somebody, give them a high five and say, you have a gorilla business mind. Okay, this has got to be, every one of these is important, yes? But of all of them, if you don't have this, you're stuck. You're stuck. Okay, now I've only done this once before and it didn't work out real well, but I'll try it again. Oh! Okay, here, I can't, if I throw a fire a little too hard, okay, just right over here, okay, ready? She's going, no! All right. What is that? How do you get someone to negotiate? With a what? You need a what? You need a hook. This is imperative. Imperative. If you don't have this, you're pretty well screwed, okay? What do you need to create? A rationale or reason. Rationale or reason. It's the same thing. You must have a semi-legitimate reason as to why you're entitled to more favorable terms. Let me give you some reasons, okay? You can write these down on your own. Number one, don't write down everything. Only what I tell you write down pretty well. Just the main points, because the words change, right? But and you don't need to use my words, you use your words, but understand the essence and the concept behind it, yes? Then you'll know it, all right? And you won't be buried in your head just looking at notes. Number one, not perfect. Not perfect. Write it down, not perfect. There's a little blemish here, for example. I'll give you an example. I was in a bookstore, and have you noticed that books have gotten really expensive? I mean, some of these prices, like the normal, I've seen books now for $49.95, a normal, maybe a little bigger, but pretty normal book, $39, $45, $49.95. This one here is probably, of all the ones in the bookstore, the best deal of them all. That's why I bought it. This one's only $20. I'll take 5. Okay, I don't know what it is, but I'll buy them. Okay, so anyways, but they're getting expensive. So I'm looking at this book, and it's a $40 book. I'm going, I'm not paying $40 for a book. You know, anybody ever said that? And so then I'm looking at it, and I noticed that it's a bestseller right now. So it's 3 big displays of it right there. And so I noticed one of the books had a little tear on the cover. Just a little tear, from shipping, whatever. So, I go up to the girl with the torn book, and I go, how much for the damaged one? She says, what do you mean? I said, look at the cover. She goes, yeah. I said, you see the tear over there? She goes, yeah, in shipping. I go, I have a pretty nice library and a pretty nice home, and I wouldn't want a damaged book in my place, but if I got a bit of a better discount, what are you going to do? Ship it back? Who's going to buy a book like this? Well, you're a classy organization. You don't sell damaged goods, do you? She goes, well, no. I said, well, what can you give me off? She says, I guess I can give you 20% off. I said, okay, fine, I'll take it. So it's not perfect, right? You got to have a reason. This one was a better one. So here I was buying some new golf shoes. I have a little hard time with my shoes because I have a little wider foot, so things, I don't like the pointy kind of stuff. So anyways, I try on this pair of shoes, and I like them. They fit well, everything good. And they were white with a bit of brown on the top of them, that top portion. Golf shoes, right? So, but on the white, even because it's leather, there was a little bit of a tiny little discoloration, like a little, kind of off-white, just a little bit. And you really had to look to take a look, right? And so I'm looking at the shoes, and they're not cheap. They're like $160, and I go, these shoes are great. Do you have another pair in my size? And the guy goes, well, no. They're 9.5 wide. We don't carry too many wide shoes. So I go, oh man, that's too bad. He goes, what's wrong? I thought you said they fit great. I said, I do, but look at the stain on those. He goes, the stain? What stain? I go, look, the off-color white over there. I go, it's leather. That's why. I know, but if anybody looked at it, they'd think it was a stain. I thought it was a stain. I like the shoe. Do you think you can call around and get me another pair somewhere? Well, I don't think so. I said, well, I guess I'll have to start searching another store. It's too bad. They fit so good. Do you think you could give me like a little break and maybe I'll take the stained ones? He's going, well, I don't really know. I can talk to my manager. I said, well, bring the manager out. Manager looks at it, he goes, and the manager's looking at he's looking at the shoe like this, goes. So he comes over, he goes, yes, sir, I think you were having an issue with a little discoloration. I go, what do you mean, the stain? He goes, well, it's not really stained. It's just, yeah, I know, but from every, I said, I just like things to be right. I mean, I don't like to buy damaged things. But if it's a better deal, he says, I can't do anything on the shoes, really. I said, well, can you throw something else in? And he goes, like what? I said, well, I was looking at this pitching wedge, and it's $110. And he goes, well, it's the hard goods. I said, Lynn, I got the pitching wedge over here, and I got this over there. I said, I'm buying 2 things. I said, what? He says, well, I can't do anything. He says, well, maybe I can give you like 20% off on the shoes. Okay, thank you very much. So, it's not like, it's a game, right? But it's got, the example is what? You have to have a what? You have to have a what? A reason. And not perfect is a good reason. Yes? All right. The next reason is called, write this one down, volume. Volume. This is a very good one, volume. So someone says the price is, $100. And you go, $100 for how many? And they go, for one. I go, well, let me ask you a question. What if I bought 1,000 of these? What would be the price then? And they go, 1,000? Well, I don't have to look at the price list or anything, but I guess we could, wholesale, probably maybe about, $60 each. I said, well, I can't do 1,000 right now, but since you've got $60 this leeway here, I don't know why, because I'm looking at possibly doing that later. I don't know why I should be penalized and have to pay the whole thing here. Maybe we can just split the difference and I'll pay $80 until I do buy the 1,000. Would that work for you? Does this work at all? All right. And just you go in a store and say, well, it's this much. Well, what if I bought 6 items from you? How much would it be then? So it's the volume thing. And by the way, you can negotiate anywhere, anytime with anyone unless they're me. So, hey, raise your hand. Have you ever heard of a store called The Gap? The Gap. It's a regular big store, a big chain. There are negotiations. There's most people that work there are kids. There's nobody there over the age of 3. So, who works there, right? No, but generally they're about, 16, 17. I don't even know if they're legal, but they work there, right? Everybody works at The Gap. It's I was the oldest person there by 81 years. So here I'm in The Gap, and I was jumped in there really quickly because I was out of town just trying to get, I got 2 pair of shorts and 4 T-shirts. And just really quick to keep going on the road and stuff so I don't have to do as much cleaning. So I go in there, and I've got 6 items on the counter. And I say to the kid, I go, how much is it for if I get 6 items? He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I'm buying 6 items, so don't I get a bit of a volume discount here? He goes, no. He says, a lot of people buy 16 items, sir. So I had to suggest something. So I said, well, can you at least give me, I don't know, an extra T-shirt for free? He goes, sir, I can't give away merchandise. I said, well, then what can you do? He goes, well, I guess I can maybe give you the friends and family discount. I go, how much is that? He goes, 20%. I said, thank you very much. Right? And they go, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is very, very nice of you. And then they feel really good. Yes or yes? Okay, good. All right. Are these helpful at all with this? Does this work in the real world, by the way? Of course, yeah. Very simple. Let's go to the third one here. The third one here. You've got, what was the first one again? Not perfect. Number 2 is what? Volume, high volume. And number 3 is more future business. More future business. So in this one, what you do is you stress the long-term relationship that you're looking for. So this is just the beginning. I need to get a break right now so we can get started. A good example is the way we negotiate for hotels. We negotiate for the hotels every single day, right? Because that's our business. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? So generally what I'll say to them is I'll say, the fact is I'm looking for a home for this program. Somewhere that I can just plug the program in 6, 7, 8 times a year in this city. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to shop. I don't have to negotiate. I don't have to worry about the staff. Everybody knows it. You don't have to retrain your people all the time. Not everyone's running around like crazy. It'll save you a bunch of money because you just go, peak potentials, millionaire mind is coming in. Everybody knows what to do. I'm looking for a home. Something that can last, 3, 5, maybe 10 years. If you can help me out now so we can just get started, maybe we can do something with you. And they're going, because if they think it's just going to be all this work for a one-shot deal, it's hardly worth it. But if you thought someone was going to be a client for 10 years, you'd probably bend over to help them. Yes or yes? Does that work? Okay, so more future business, very, very important. Next one I want you to write down. Saves them money. Saves them money. Again, these are all reasons, rationale as to why you should get a better deal. Yes or yes? Write it down. Saves them money. So, you say something like, they say yada yada, and you go, well, let me ask you, what if I paid cash instead of credit? Does that save money? Yes or yes? Of course it does. So they go, well, for cash, I can do this. Or if delivery is included in the situation, you go, I'll pick it up. How much is it for delivery? They go, delivery's included. I go, well, what does that run you? You know, let's say it's a larger item, furniture item. It says, well, that's like $120 right there. He said, you know what? Let's save you the $120. I'll pick it up myself. And they go, well, I guess I can, but I can't give you 120 off. Maybe I can give you 100 off. You say, well, I'll take the 100 off, but you know, I don't really want to pick it up myself, but okay, let's split the difference, okay? We'll make it $60, you do the delivery, everything's clear. So you got to get them to move. Yes or yes? What's that? You guys are loud because you know it works. All right, how about this one? You're dealing with a lawyer. Raise your hand if you ever dealt with a lawyer. Okay, so you say this. They say, it's $500 an hour this project should take. We'll say, how much is the whole thing going to cost? You know, for you to create this document. Well, it's going to cost $3,000. $3,000. You're knowing, it's just a document. And you go, you know what, Bob? Do me a favor. You know, on this one, it's okay to just use the standard form. Pull it out of the file, put my name in it. Let's do it for a couple $100. They were going to use the standard form. Everything is a standard form. They pick it up, they put your name on it, they put the numbers in, and they send it off with a bill for $3,000. The thing that takes them the most time is writing up the bill. Yes or yes? You just use the standard form, it's okay. How about with accountants? Raise your hand, accountants. Accountant says it's going to cost, $3,000 to do your tax return. Listen, Jim, you know what? Why don't you create this strategy and do the check over, but let's do all the number crunching with a junior. Just give it to a junior to do. You know, the rate's, $70 an hour. Just give it to a junior. Okay. They were going to give it to a junior. They always give it to a junior. Yes or yes? You save them some money, right? Or you appear so. All right. I love this one. Write this one down. It's a great one. Works all the time. Are you guys getting anything out of this? All right, here it is. Here's the words. When's the sale? When's the sale? Or when is this? So you say, you're looking at it and it's, full price, and you go, let me ask you a question, honestly. Does this ever go on sale? And they go, well, yeah. And you go, well, when is the sale? And they go, it's not until June. And you go, so it goes on sale in June, and this is April now. So let me ask you a question. Does it make any sense that I should be penalized for buying it early? I mean, I could wait, and you could wait, and I'd probably just go to another store and find it there. But why should I be penalized for buying it early? Usually, you get a better deal for buying something early. Take it off, you get the cash now, you get the sale now. You go and buy another one and sell it for full price to somebody else. Can you give me at least, 30 or 40% off? No, but what can you do? 20%? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good or good? I love that one. Why should I be penalized for buying it early? I want you to try that one. Say that to your friend. Why should I? Gotta use the tone though. Well, why should I be penalized for buying it early? Go ahead, say it. All right. So all told, the goal of all of those is that you must make yourself a what? I can't hear you guys. You've got to paint yourself as a special situation. Otherwise, why should you get a special price or special terms or special anything? Yes? Because special needs special. Yes or yes? And if you're normal, you're going to get normal pricing. Normal everything, right? So tell me what you have to make yourself. Special situation. Okay. All right. Please stand up for the declaration. It's fun, isn't it? All right, put your hand on your heart. I create myself to be a special situation.
I create myself to be a special situation.
Again.
I create myself to be a special situation.
One more time, twice as loud.
I create myself to be a special situation.
Turn to somebody, give me a high five and say, you have a growing business mind. This is another really critical one. Are you ready? Are you ready? By the way, I know lots of negotiation strategies, and we're going to learn a lot of them here, but I've boiled them down to the absolute best. They're all fantastic. Okay? Yes? All right. Okay, no hook this time, but a knife. Who's a good catcher? You are? Okay, I'll do the catching. Okay. Oh! It hurts. That hurt a lot more than I thought it would. Anyways, all right. What's the lesson? Don't kill yourself. What is it? What's the lesson? Tell somebody the lesson. Now that's the lesson. That is it. Don't kill yourself. And in negotiations, there's another way of saying that. It's very simple. What's it say, please? Don't go first. If you can all help it, sometimes you can't, but if you can all help it, don't go what? Tell somebody else. So one of the biggest mistakes most people make is they kill themselves by going first in the offering situation. I'll give you an example. Has anyone ever bought anything from anyone privately, from buy and sell or newspapers? You know, when you bought a washing machine or a car or something? Yes, used car. All right. My very first car, 1970, a 1970 Astra. Anybody remember that? It was like a Vega. Forget it. Anyways, an Astra was kind of like today's Porsche Carrera Turbo. Well, kind of like that. It had an engine, I think. Okay, anyways. I figured you didn't know what it was. I'm going to tell you. Okay, so here we are. I bought this Astra, 1970 Astra, and I go, and in the newspaper, it was being sold for $6,000. Now, I didn't have $6,000. I only had $5,200 with me, and I scraped everything I could have to have that. And so I go to the guy, and I say, I was really nervous. You know, I'm a 16-year-old kid, and this is a man. He's like 17. And so you know, I said, how much is the car? He says, well, in the newspaper, it's $6,000. I go, I only have $5,200. Do you think you could possibly do that? You know, help me out with that? He goes, yeah, sure, here. He go, and I'm going, yes, oh my God, I got my car. I went for $5,200. And I'm driving home. I go, I got a great deal. I saved $800. And then I start to think, I go, you idiot. You offered him $5,200. What if he would have taken less than that? You'll never know, you schmuck. Oh my God, what did I do? I'm saying to turn the car around and go, listen, I actually only have so that's counterfeit money, that last $1,000. Okay, maybe you should take a look at that. Anyways, so always do your best to get the other person to go what? To go first. Because you don't know their position. Say, I don't know their position. And they might be much more generous than you might have guessed. Give an example. When I was selling my fitness company, I asked my accountant, what do you think is an appropriate number to ask for? Now, the thing's only a couple of years old. We have 10 stores, but it's not a booming, zooming thing. There's a 77 full-time staff, but it's not huge. And he says, well, with your profitability, if you would have done it last year, you'd had a more profit. Now you're growing. He said, if you got $600,000 cash out of this, you'd be laughing. So I said, really, that much? Whoa, that's what I thought. Maybe, I thought maybe $300,000-400,000. Don't forget, I started with $2,000 credit card loan. I'd be happy to make anything, right? So he says about $600,000. So it's actually with Heinz, the H.A. Heinz Corporation, the ketchup people. And so, but I already started to understand negotiations. So they come in and they go, what do you want for the business? And for half the business, we already decided it was going to be half. And I said, well, tell me, what do you think is fair? You do this all the time. You're an acquisitions guy. You see businesses. What do you think is fair? He goes, $1 million? I go, I'm thinking to myself, holy shoot. I'm going, well, that's what I was thinking, but, after expenses and taxes, really. He goes, yeah, we can do that. I went, I was like dying, right? Okay, so I learned that lesson. That lesson of not going first made me $1 million in one word. Yes or yes? Because I would have said 600,000 would have been easy, huh? Good or good? Yes? All right. So I'll give you another one here because I promised I'd give you this one. I was with my son, Jess, and we were going to a Seattle Seahawks game, okay? Football game, right? And again, I don't know when I'm going to be in town. And what are you wearing over there? Yes, Seahawks sweater, two of them over here. I never know when I'm going to be in town, so I don't buy tickets in advance. I buy them from scalpers in front. And I like to sit in the best seats. One of the things that I'm not really crazy with my money. I don't buy boats and planes and all that. But if I'm going to do something, a little bit enjoyable, that's the kind of thing. So if I'm going to go to a game, I'm going to sit in the best seats. Yes? For an extra few $100s here and there. So, and when I go to a game or something, I don't wait for the scalpers to come to me and whatever and look around. I actually do the yelling. You know how scalpers go, tickets, tickets. I'm the one doing the yelling. I'm going, who's got the best tickets in the house? Who's got the best tickets in the house? I'm only looking for the best tickets in the whole stadium. Who's got them? Come and see me if you got the best tickets in the house, right? It's kind of fun. Anyways, and everyone's coming to me because I'm the one yelling. They're going, what are you selling? I'm not selling, I'm asking. Right? And so people come to me in the end zone seats and the nosebleed seats and all this crap. Then this one guy kind of moseys up to me kind of quietly, and he goes, these are the best seats you're going to find in the entire stadium. I go, yeah, okay, right. So the first thing I see, it says, club section. I go, that's a good start. So at least they have padding on the seats. You can get beers and all that kind of stuff. Club section. And then I see where they are. And he's got the stadium map around his neck. You know how they have that, right? The laminated stadium map on their neck. And he says, is this where they are? So they're on the 48-yard line, right? 23 rows up. How perfect can you be? So I'm going. So then he says to me, well, he's smart. He says, what'll you give me for him? And I said, so instead of throwing out the first number, I'm heeing and I'm hawing and I'm going. He said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you something very important. Very important. That on the tickets themselves, the face value was $220 per ticket. So that's the cost if you bought them from the stadium. How much? So both of them are cost how much? So I said, what's the least you can live with? He goes, $300. And I'm thinking to myself, each, of course. So I use the assumptive and I go, that's for both, of course, right? He goes, okay. And my son's going, Dad, let's see if they're real, man. Don't just run them. Now I look at him, I see the other one, I've already seen it, but I go, they're real. He goes, they can't be real. So he made a mistake, it's for each. I go, shut up. I go, go get some peanuts, all right? Go underneath a trolley or something, okay? You're crowding me, kid. So I get both of them for $300. Big lesson. Lesson number one, don't go, tell somebody else. Don't go first. And lesson number two, you never know. Even though he's got face value tickets at $220 million, you don't know how he got them. Everyone just assumed that he bought them from the stadium. No. He could have won them in from a radio show. He could have won them on another kind of contest. He paid nothing. He could have a season ticket holder who says, listen, I can only go to so many games, and when I can't, just get whatever you can for him and split it with me. You don't know. Right? That's why you don't presume. Say, I don't presume. You know, I let them go first. All right, very good. So, please stand up for the declaration. All right, hands on your heart. I let the other party go first. Again. Again. Turn to somebody, give him a high five and say, you have a guerrilla business mind. The next one. This is really important. Always negotiate with a what? An objective in what? In mind. Now, so you have to know what your objective is and negotiate it on a scale based on it. So suppose, this is very important. This is common sense, but most people don't seem to have much of it. So suppose the item's $1,000. You want to pay $800. Right? Most people, they'll let the other guy go first, and they'll go, how much is it? And the guy will say, it's $1,000. And they'll go, yada, yada. Can you do it for $800? And here's what's going to happen. Tell me what's going to happen. The guy's going to say no, or he's going to say yada, 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 da, 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 da. All right, split it down the middle, $900. Yes or yes? 9 times out of 10. If you want that $1,000 item for $800, you will have to come in with how much? Exactly. You will have to come in with a $600 offer. So, and you don't go, now that's quite a bit of a discrepancy, isn't it? And a lot of people are very afraid to make a big discrepancy. So it's a question of tone. Say it's a question of tone. You don't say, that thing's not worth $1,000. I'll give you $600 for it. They're going to go, screw you. Okay? It's like, you know, it looks like it's worth $1,000, and it probably is. And I can understand why you'd ask for $1,000. But I was kind of thinking when I came in that it would be more like about $600 is what I was looking at. I haven't said anything negative. I just said, you know, I was kind of thinking around the 600 mark. And they go, well, I can't do it for 600. I say, well, I understand that. It's really a great thing. But that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, then I usually go, well, do you have anything else that might be, you know, closer to that mark? Well, no, I don't have another car to sell, or, you know, whatever it is. And you say, well, you know, is there anything you can do? And can you maybe do it for $650? And the guy goes, no. Well, can you come up to 9? You know, I can't do 9, but what about $655? Well, in the end, you know what the price is going to be. What's the price going to be? That's right. It's going to be $800. Yes or yes? Please stand up for the declaration. Is this working for you guys? Okay. You learning a lot? I'll tell you what, it's going to be worth a fortune. You have no idea how many emails I get after this program whenever I teach it. I only teach it once a year. And how many people email after within the next 3 or 4 months of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars that they made or saved because of these words. Good or good? Good. Hundreds of thousands. All right. So, I negotiate with an objective in mind.
I negotiate with an objective in mind.
Again.
I negotiate with an objective in mind.
One more time, twice as loud. Turn to somebody, give a high five and say, you have a guerrilla business mind. Maybe you recognize this guy. I'd like to get it, but I don't think, I just don't have I don't think it's going to work out right now because I just don't think it just won't work. But I really appreciate. Thanks so much for your time. I do appreciate. It just not. I just don't think it won't work out like just right now. But maybe if I got it for a little better, maybe a little better price, I might be able to do. But if you can, I understand. It's just it won't work out just right now. I don't think but thank you. Thank you very. But if you could, I would really appreciate it somehow. Is there some way you can help me out? What to say, please? Help me. So in this case, you use weakness as a strength. In other words, don't act overly bright. This is a great strategy. Don't act too smart. Nobody wants to be partnered up in negotiation with a shrewd operator. You know, if you think they're really sharp and shrewd, you don't trust them. You don't want to be taken. But if you think you're dealing with a Dumbo, somebody who just doesn't even understand, all their logical arguments, they mean nothing to you. The guy says, well, it's not appropriate because that's it. And you go, what? Well, because we're not able to do that because the contract says that. What? Well, it's not. We took it down. We couldn't do that because da-da-da. I don't understand. What do you mean you don't understand? What? What don't you understand? The whole thing. Well, where did I lose you? What? I don't get it. It's $800. I was hoping I brought $400 with me. Can you just help me out with this somehow? Okay, get out of here. Take it, get away. Frustrating, deal with you. What? Now, I'm borrowing, the concept here. I use it all the time, but I'm borrowing from one of the greatest negotiating teachers of all time. His name is Harv Cohen. Harv Cohen, a real true master. And that's his shtick a lot. And he kind of looks like this little Jewish guy. He's always going, what? Really, really cute guy. But he's a great negotiator. If you're going to learn from other than myself and him, that'd be a great thing. So Harv Cohen, a lot of stuff here. Anyways, people love to be appreciated. What do they love to be? They love to be appreciated. And so, really, you don't be a jerk. You tell them, listen, I appreciate what you've got here. I think it's worth everything you're asking. I just need a little bit of help with this. Is there any way you might be able to what? Help me out with this just a little? Is there something you can do to what? Help me? Because people love to what? They love to help. If you're a jerk, they won't. But if you're nice, can you help me with this? Yes or yes? Please stand up for the declaration. Hands on your heart. I ask people to help me out. Again. One more time, twice as loud. Turn to somebody, give me a high five and say, you have a gorilla business mind. All right, here's one. Works pretty well. Let's see here. $5. Who's got a pen or a pencil they're willing to sell me for $5? You do? So that's 5? Is that 5? A label pen? Okay, well, yeah, 5. Anybody sell me one for $3? 3? You still will? You will too? 2 for $6? Anybody, would you sell me a pen for $1? Anybody? You will? What about 50 cents? All right, so what am I doing? Give them both a round of applause. What am I doing? How did I start with $5 and then all of a sudden I was able to get the thing for 50 cents? What's it say, please? Create competition. So realize that price and other considerations are just a function of supply and demand, yes? So let's say you're buying. Remember, they're competing for your money and your business, so it's okay to drop names. I'll give you an example. Are there any of our speakers here right now? Nope. That's good. So when I'm negotiating with trainers and speakers, if you are, close your ears. No, there's not. So what I usually say is, listen, Bob, I'd love to have you. It'd be great to have you at the program. The only thing is that I only have one person in the entire program on this topic, just one. That's all I can fit in. And I got to be honest with you, I'm already dealing with Jim and Brian and Dave on this, and you know they'd be really good. But I love your stuff. I wonder if there's a way you can make this work for you. As soon as I said Jim and Brian and Dave, all of a sudden you hear, is he? Huh? Really? Really? Oh, okay. You're talking with them? Okay, well, you know, I guess we can maybe work something out. Because what I do, create what? Create competition. Create competition. So if you're in a store, for example, you negotiate with suppliers. Let's say you're in a store, for example. At the end you say, you know, I just think it's just intelligent to maybe go to another store and check this out. After you've been dealing, and then you go, and they go, well, I guess, and you go, and that's, of course, they spent an hour with you already, right? And then you go, well, maybe I should just go check this out. And then you go, tell me, do you guys price match? And they go, well, yeah, we price match. And they go, well, you know, I could go hunting around for a better price, and I'm sure I'll find something. And in fact, I think I saw something a little while ago, and you guys probably know about it already, but why don't we just, you know, save me the time and trouble, you the time. Why don't we just give me a little better price right now? We'll just handle it right here. Almost every single time they're going to. Or sometimes I'll say, you price match? They go, yeah. And you go, listen, what are some of the other competitors' prices on this? And you know what? They'll tell you. Because they don't want to lie. And they're kids. And they go, well, you know, Circuit City has it for $40 less. But sometimes it's not the same model. But is it the same model now? Well, yeah. Why don't we just do it for the 40 right here? I want it to go over there. Understand? Or they'll say, well, Circuit City used to have it for $40 less, but they don't anymore. Why? Is that because they're out of stock? Well, I'm not sure why. I haven't had a call on that for a while. Well, you know what? Save everybody the time and trouble. Just take the 40 off. We'll do it right here. Let's take the deal. Here we go. I give them the pen. Good or good? I said, I take the pen. Here, let's just do it. Take questions after, but thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. If you're on the selling side, of course, you want to create a limited supply. So, you know, the guy who was buying the Cayenne off he was good. And so I said, you know, how much, yada, yada, yada. And he goes, it's 107. I go, 107? Well, I wasn't thinking of that. He goes, well, this one is 107 because it's got the carbon inlay and all that kind of stuff. It's very expensive, you know. I go, well, it's not kind of, I wasn't kind of thinking of that when I walked in here. He goes, well, it's okay. He says, why don't you look at some of these other ones because they're a lot less. And I'm going, well, why is that? He says, well, because there's only 3 of these in the whole country. So they'll be gone this weekend anyways. He says, why don't you just look at another one over here? I go, well, actually, I kind of like the carbon one. He says, yeah, but that's okay. They'll be gone. That's 107. Everyone's going to pay full price or more. But if you want to pay less, we can look over here. And I'm going, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. So I had to start pulling out all of my methodology and got it down to, did all kinds of tactics as you're seeing here, and got it. Because I went back to him. I said, because then what you have to do if they do that, you have to again create competition, take it out of the ballpark. I said, you know what? You're right. 107 is more than I was thinking, and someone who really wants that car should get that car because I'm not attached. Because I was actually looking at that new supercharged Range Rover right next door, and it's a pretty hot little ticket. It's not this turbo, but you know what? It's a little classier, I think. And if I ever go off-road, it'll kill this thing, eat it for breakfast. So I think you're right. Maybe I should go over there and check that out again. I went over, I don't think I gave it a good enough test. Now, you think it's going to go this weekend or, because I'm just going to go over there and, maybe just pick up one of those. But maybe in a couple of years I'll come back. He's going, well, we always give a little break, a little break. So anyways, we got it down to about, after back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, got it down to about 100K. So this was for a lease in the office and ready to rock and roll with it. And then the guy says, you know what, we're not able to lease it at this. They changed the lease terms. So I said, well, basically what you're saying is I've got to pay for this full boat, 100 grand right up front. He's going, well, it's kind of if you want the car, that's what it's going to be. So I said, well, the terms have changed pretty dramatically, haven't they? He goes, well, I guess. I said, I wasn't expecting to pay cash for this. I was expecting to lease this car. I said, tell me how much money I could make with this $100,000, even at 6 lousy %. He says, well, I guess $6,000 bucks. I said, that's right, $6,000 if I didn't give it to you. Well, how much is that worth to you? Don't you think I should get that $6,000 bucks back? I said, if I'm going to pay cash, we agreed on a lease. I'll ask my manager. Got to ask manager. I think I got another $4,000 or $5,000 bucks off. Good or good? Anyways, then after I got that off, I negotiated my way into a finance situation anyways. Good or good? All right. So, please stand up for the declaration. Hands on your heart. I create competition.
I create competition.
Again.
I create competition.
One more time, twice as loud.
I create competition.
Turn to somebody, give a high five and say, you have a grow-up business mind. And have a seat, have a seat. All right. Are you guys doing okay? If you have to go to the bathroom, go, come back, run, because I have to do all this. I want to do it all this morning, then I'm going to send you on a expedition. So you better be learning, yes? All right. Are you learning something? Does this work in the real world? Oh, I'll tell you the stories of it. Okay. This one is hot. What is it? Here it is. Maybe you've seen this one before. So you're in a car dealership, and you're negotiating with the salesperson, yada 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 yada, and he says, the best I can do is $50,000, and you go, well, I'm not doing it for 50. I'll give you 45. He says, I can't do that. My hands are tied. Well, okay, I'll give you 48. I can't do any more. It's a $57,000 car. I'm giving it to you for 50. That's it. He says, look, you say, I'm not doing it. 48 or I walk. Because you drive a hard bargain, but I can't do it. But let me ask my manager if there's any possible way we can do anything more. All right, go ahead. By the way, have you ever seen this, heard this again? Every single time. Every time, let me ask the manager. Here's what happened. Salesman walks into the manager's office. Hey, Fred, how's it going? It's going good. What's up? Not much. See the baseball game last night? Yeah, well, it was a hot game. I got third baseman, threw him out for the side. You know, the 3-0? Yeah, it was 3-0. They came back from 3-0. It was 4-3. Yeah, what else is going on? Nothing. Kids? Kids are good. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm sorry. The manager, he looked at everything. He went through all the lists. He can give you another $41 off. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Do you think for one moment that the salesman who's been working on there for 15 years needs to ask that guy what the price can be? Hello? He sells 40 of these a month. He knows what the price is. But I have to ask my manager. What is it? So, this is a very, very powerful, powerful strategy. And it's called this. What's it called, please? Third party. Use the third party authority. The power of the third party is your reasoning. You understand? So, for example, let's say you're selling something. You're selling something, and the guy's trying to negotiate with you. What do you say? You say, well, I can't. The owner will never go for it. Or I can't. My partner will never go for it. I can't. The guy who runs my entire company, he has to say on everything. I can't overstep him. He'll never go for it. Using what? Them, the third party, right? As your rationale. Does this make sense at all? Turn to someone and say, this makes sense to me. Or you say, look, I'll be fired, or I'll lose my business, or something bad will happen if I do it. How about this one? I love this one. Listen to this one. Sorry, our legal people won't do it. Our legal people will never. Sorry, our IT department would never do it. So it's third party. It's like out of my head, and they go, oh, well, okay, well, because who are they going to argue with? Your partner's not there. The boss isn't there. The manager's not. Whatever it is, the legal people aren't there, right? Now, of course, on the other side, you go, well, let's see if they go for it, because they ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. Here, send it to them. Yes? Yes or yes? Right. And of course, when you're buying things, you can use the same thing. When I used to buy other people's products to sell at the courses, they would only want to give me 20% off, and I'd say, that sounds good to me, but my partner just won't go for that. He said, if I don't get 40% off, just go to somebody else. Who are they going to talk to? They don't go, well, let me talk to your partner. And I have another one if they do. So it's kind of the excuse of the outside third-party authority. Yes? And by the way, I'm going to give you one that we use. So don't bother trying to go against it, all right? Because this one works really good. Don't you think that at the courses, people come up to me all the time, they want a better deal? Yes? So you have to create your own standards. I'm going to tell them. No, I shouldn't tell them. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Yes, I should. No, I don't. No, I won't tell you. No, I don't think it's appropriate to tell you. Because you guys use this on me, so I can't tell you. Let's tell you. I'll tell you next year. All right? Okay, you really want to know? All right, so people come up to me all the time. They go, "Can you help me?" Yada yada yada, and I go, "I'm really sorry. Our computer won't accept that price. It'll just kick it right out. You won't even be registered. You'll come to the course. It won't even register. They'll ask you for $2,000 right on the spot. You don't want that hassle. It's such a good deal right now. It's a seminar special. Just take advantage of it right now. The computer just won't let it happen." Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Which leads to, you guys are going, shit, he did that on me. Okay, shoot, right. Leads to another key rule. This is a big rule. Say, this is a big rule. Never negotiate with anyone who doesn't have the authority to give you what you want. See, most people, they usually go by the price list, written policies. They have no authority. So, if you want, you can speak to them, get some good information, be extra nice to them, and then say, can I ask you a question? Who has the authority to make a change if we needed to change the pricing or the terms here? Is that you, or is that someone else? Can you say yes to that, or someone else have to say yes? And they'll go, well, I can't do anything. Only the manager can make any changes. Great. Is the manager in? Yes. Okay. Can I get? Or no, they're not in. What's their name? It's Paul. When's Paul in? Paul's in at 4 o'clock. Thanks. I'll be back then. Or you make the phone call then. Does that make sense? Yeah. So only deal with the people who have the authority. Please stand up for the declaration. Please stand up. Hands on your heart. I utilize the third-party authority. I only negotiate with people who have the power to make changes. Turn to somebody, give them a high five, and say, you have a guerrilla business mind. Raise your hand if you've ever seen this scene on television. It's a cop movie. And they're in the interrogation room. And they got the light pointing down on the suspect. Right? Dim light, whatever, and there's a table. And you've got one guy going like this. He's going, you better talk. You better talk or I'm going to eat you for breakfast. You better talk. Did you do it? Did you do it? And the guy's going, no. He goes, listen, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to tell you. Let me out. I'm going to kill you. And you see the other guy from the guy, Frank, relax. Take it easy. Come on. And he says to the suspect, he goes, this guy's been institutionalized twice. Come on, take it easy. Relax. Sit down here. Have a coffee. No, don't have a coffee. Here, have some milk. Relax. Take it easy. And the guy's going, no, relax. Come on. I'll handle it. And the guy in the suspect's going, and then the other guy goes over and goes, oh, God, okay, listen. I don't know, he's a little crazy here. Let's take it easy here. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm your friend. Let's work together here. Let's get this thing handled. Make sure it works for you. So what happened that night? Well, nothing. Okay. You deal with me or him? Okay, I'll talk. Anybody ever seen something like that? Yes? And of course, gal is the same thing. What to say? Good guy, bad guy. Good guy, bad guy routine. Where one partner is really nice and generous and the other one doesn't want to give an inch. And so, you go in with a partner basically, and you can do it on the phone or you do it in person. And it's a pretty natural tendency, but that's the way you play it right from the beginning. You say, okay, I'm bad cop, you're good cop, whatever it is, okay? And I'll give you an example of something that was very natural. I used to be a builder and building developer, and I worked with my dad for a while. Now, it was pretty natural for him to be the bad guy, okay, let me put it that way. And I was the good guy. And so the trade would come over, they'd be in the office, and let's say be the plumber, and we'd start negotiating on some points and the terms and the pricing and the houses and the kind of fittings and these fittings instead of those fittings and a little upscale here and a little there. Who? I said, this is Paul. Paul! Yeah, that's Paul. The plumber! The guy's going, I go, yeah, the plumber goes, let me see that sheet. What are you, crazy? Who put a price like this? I'm not going to pay a price like this. With a gold fittings, and this. I'm going to Dad, relax. Take it easy. I'm working out with him. He's going like this. No, kill me. He's foaming at the mouth and everything like that. And I go, okay, relax. Dad, take it easy. Go out, take a walk. Let me take care of this. It's okay. He goes, and he'd go out like that. And he'd go, Jesus. Jesus Christ, what's the... I go, yeah, he's not on site very often, but, I'll tell you what, it's either you deal with me or with him. So, let's see if we can work this out, hey? Okay, we'll give you that. It's okay, don't worry. Good or good, right? Sometimes it's pretty natural, like I said. And of course you can now this one, you kind of set it up so someone's beside you or around the room or anything like that. And, you can use the word partner if you're married too. That's a good one, yes? So you're on the phone and they're going, well, I can do it for, $350. And you go, $350. Let me run that by my partner. And you go, what about $350? What? Okay. Well, relax. Stop screaming. It's not a big... Okay. You don't have to go crazy. All right, stop. Okay, I got it. My partner's not going for it. Please stand up for the decoration. I love using the good guy, bad guy routine. Again. One more time. Give somebody a high five and say, you a gorilla business mind. Okay, let's see what I got out here. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, that'd be good. Let me get you. I need your help. And you. Yeah, both of you. Come up on stage for 1 second. Here. So, how do you pronounce your name? Macarena. Macarena? Like the Macarena, right? The Macarena. I wasn't going to say the dance. And Joel, right? So Joel and Macarena. Yeah? All right. I'm not, she doesn't want me to think about the dance, right? Because it's not nothing to do with the dance, right? But does the dance come before or after you? It came way after. So you were the original Macarena and they named the thing after you, right? All right. So I think they should be very happy they named the dance after you. They can announce it, and I think nobody's going to sit there reminding you. I just happen to walk like this now. Okay. Anyway, so Joel, right? It's called the Joel, right? Anyways, I'm only kidding, not really. But anyways, so here's the deal, Joel. You stand back there. I don't need you right now. Thank you. Joel, you're a pretty hefty guy, right? Okay, good. Now, can you pack a wallop, a punch maybe? So put that foot in front. Okay. In a moment, not yet. I have to get ready. You're going to punch me as hard as you possibly can right there in the stomach. I'll put my hand here, and I'll put my hand here, right in between. But as hard as you can. You commit to that? As hard as you can. Okay, don't let up. Okay? Now, you know Houdini died this way, right? Okay. Now, don't do it until I tell you to go. Are you ready? Are you ready so far? Are you ready? Okay, now, I need Macarena. Come here for 1 second. There you go. All right, there you go. Okay, Joel. When you're ready, let her. Okay, give them both a big round of applause. Stay like that. Don't go away. Here you go. Thank you. These are chocolate. Now, she's going to hate that, because she actually makes chocolate. All right, give them a round of applause. Very nice. So, you should talk to her about her Carabelles. They're carob chocolate type of thing. They're really excellent. You should check it out. Anyways, so here's the one. What did I do? I had to what? Protect my position. Protect my what? Protect my... there's a misconception that says, if I give them a fair deal from the outset, they'll take it. Remember, that's only your perception. And what's fair might not be fair to them. So it's very important that you separate... What's the word? Separate two things. This is really important in business, boy. Oh my gosh. Everywhere, really. Real estate, everything. What does it say? So blue chips versus bargaining chips. Say it with me. Blue chips versus bargaining chips. All right. So those are your have-to-haves versus your nice-to-haves. And the idea is to ask for what? Everything. Say, I ask for everything. So you throw the kitchen sink into your wants, and then you be prepared to delete. So basically, you know the saying we use all the time. If you reach for the stars, you're at least going to hit the what? So you got to shoot for the what? Shoot for the what? Shoot for the stars. So you prepare beforehand, and you know your key objectives beforehand. And you divide your desires into blue chips and what? Bargaining chips. Blue chips and what? Areas that you're definite on and areas that it really doesn't matter to you. They're a little more flexible. So, for example, in a real estate offer, you add in all the appliances, even if you don't want them. You add in the curtains, even if they're ugly. You add in some of the paintings on the wall. They have to strip the wallpaper. They have to resurface the driveway. They have to do all these different things, and you throw in the offer that way. And then what happens? They see the offer with the addendum, and the addendum is 47 pages long of all these things that you want and they have to do. And they're going, what, are they crazy? I'm not going to do all that. And then the real estate person says, well, you know, we'll write something back. And they look through the addendum and say, well, I'll do that one and maybe that one and that one. Well, I'm not doing any of these. I'm not doing that and that and that. And, well, it's only fair. I guess I'll do that. And I'll do that. Okay. But I'll do that. And pretty soon, you know, you got from 47 things to 6 things, and you got the 3 things that you wanted. Understand? Because people like to be what? Fair. It's very hard for someone to cross out 27 things and give you nothing. They will, but very hard. They'll cross out 24 things and give you 3. And you go to 3, but you go, what? I had 27 things. You crossed out. You took 24 and gave me 3? Do you think that's fair? I don't know that that's fair, but I'll tell you what. If you're going to play that and you want to give me 3, then how about if it's these 3 and then you take all 24? And they go, well, okay. Yes or yes? All right, so there's blue chips and there's what? Bargaining chips, absolutely. So it's critical to add things that you don't want so you can use them as concession points. People, you have to give something. So you might as well give something that's just not that important to you. But it could be important to them, yes? All right, please stand up for the declaration. We've got a couple more to do. They're very important. Hands on your heart. Hands on your heart. I ask for everything and end up with the important things.
I ask for everything and end up with the important things.
Again.
I ask for everything and end up with the important things.
Again.
I ask for everything and end up with the important things.
Turn to somebody, give him a high five and say, you have a guerrilla business mind. I need someone who knows how to juggle 3 balls, who's pretty good at it. Who's good at juggling? Peg, you are? Come on up here. Give a round of applause to Peg, please. Let's see what you can do. All right, that's a good start. Keep on going. Good. That's okay, no problem. Very good. All right, give a round of applause. Very good. Big one for you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, this is a really important one. I cannot tell you how much money I have saved with this one right here. And hardly anybody knows it. You've got to do this. Say, I got to do this. Say, I love to juggle. Say, I'm going to become a great juggler. How do you spell juggling? Huh? Double L? Do you think I can hear you? I probably had it right the first time. GR? It's not. It's ing. It's juggling. You guys are the worst spellers. Jesus. Jeepers. All right, no, okay, thank you. So this is adding to the last principle. In negotiations, most people only consider price. What do they consider? But they don't realize there's a lot of other factors in play all the time. Lots of other balls in play that could be, yes? So what are some of the elements of a sale? Suppose you're buying a product from a supplier. There's the price, right? Yes? But there's the credit terms, how long you have to pay. There's shipping maybe. There's timing, when they get it. When you don't get it, are you going to be first? You're going to be last. There's exclusivity. There's co-op advertising. There's extra parts or extra bonuses. There's repairs. There's returns. There's warranties. There's guarantees. There's all these different things. All these different balls that nobody uses. Right? So the key is you have to use all your elements. And if they go up with one, you go down with the other. See, that's how it works. So for example, when I was first starting in the fitness business, remember when I was buying those rowing machines? Yes or yes? So this was the way the conversation went, something like this. I said, how much are the rowers? He says, they're $325. I said, well, listen, I don't think I can do $325, especially if I do the volume. He says, that's it. They're $325. We know our costs. That's all we can do. And so I said, I came back to the next day. I said, you know what, David? I will pay your full asking price. I will pay you $325, but you pay the shipping. I get 120-day terms. I need exclusivity for my territory, and I need you to chip in $2,000 a month for co-op advertising. He goes, what? Yada, 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 yada. In the end, I paid $290. I got 60-day terms. I got an exclusive with a quota, and I had to pay the advertising. I got something. Yes or yes? Because I was doing what? Juggling. See, that's where people, no, $325. No, $290. No. That sucks. You need the other balls in play to move this one. Do you understand this? Say, I'm a great juggler. All right. This one you'll like. You're in a deal with somebody, or you're looking at a piece of property, or you're buying something in a store, and you go, how much is it, yada, 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 and they tell you, and you go, oh, man, because actually I wasn't even thinking of buying this today. I was just looking today, and I was going to buy it next month, for a car, for example. I was just going to buy next month. And I go, oh yeah, and you go, well, how much would it be if I did buy it today? It's like most people are in there to buy. You walk into a jewelry store, right, in the mall, and they go, it's just $3,000 for the ring, and you go, yeah, it's all fine and dandy, but I just wasn't going to buy this today. I was thinking like in a couple of months from now. But how much would it be if I did buy it today? And like you've given yourself a special reason, and you're like everybody else. But you've juggled something. The timing, you were thinking then, now it's now. But yes or yes? Can you do that? All right. I need someone to come up here who knows how to skip rope. Skip rope. Who's a good rope skipper? This gentleman? You're pretty good at it? All right, come on up here. All right, what's your name? Macarena? Okay. All right, here you go. So you make sure that that's the right size for you. Okay, let's cheer him on. Okay, no problem.